me God, so help I Jah. So help me God, so help I Jah. So help me God, so help I Jah. Rastafari.
Every time I see the wicked.
Fambule, good afternoon and welcome to the program Court Host. We come to you from Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. This now 1 hour program where they come to you every Thursday from 5 to 6. And this program they talk about the law and waiting people need for know about the law. And self if people get question, listeners and get question, then self can ask and then self can be part of the program. Outside and go send text message to the number 077 981 981 077 981 981. You can send your text message or you call and ask the lawyer. Well, today inside the program we get one private legal practitioner, when Charlie Israel Williams, we can talk about civil marriage, because plenty time way people can call registry marriage, because plenty time people can misunderstand them and that kind of thing. So now today people get the opportunity for know plenty things about this marriage. So Mr. Charlie Israel Williams, good afternoon and welcome to the program, Kotos.
Good afternoon, Kotos. I'm glad for there again.
Okay. Today we look at the topic today when civil marriage. So waiting na civil marriage, people go on for no, or we can call it registry marriage. What's na civil marriage?
Okay, thank you so much. Marriage basically na way man and woman they all two agree say them for come together for be husband and wife. Although the term marriage now in the world globally it mean many things, but in Sierra Leone, marriage now a man and woman we don't pass the age of 21 years, or we don't reach the age of 21 years. They come together and say we want to spend a lifetime together as husband and wife, but then get procedure within they go through. So the civil marriage now one procedure out of many ways Sierra Leone get as a way for recognize husband and wife their union.
Okay, so before we go further for talk about other things, then just know your definition about marriage. You say man and woman. That's what they now all the books say. What about the woman and what about woman, man and man?
Well, that make a limit to Sierra Leone, and I also say the meaning of marriage globally it change, but in Sierra Leone it not change yet. Marriage na union between man and woman, woman and woman, man and man, and not recognized as Sierra Leone at all.
So I will do some research beside and say now between the union between a man and a woman with the exception of no other person.
Basically what I wanted to say now that the union now just between the man and the woman, even them picking them with them born, they are not part of the marriage. They are what we refer to as what you go say product of the marriage. But marriage now between man and woman only, not even mama and papa, but man and woman, normal, exclusion of all others. So even the picking them with them born, not a part of that union. They are products of the union.
Okay, so like at this, I've been to do one research also. We have been the law class and I want to do family law. So then talk say marriage, nada contract, way is different from the other contract because you get society involved, you get mama and papa they involved, you get so many people where they involved in that my way community they begin for look you now that kind of idea that you know get that kind thing again for say like women at Palampo I say well I just feel for go to go. Okay. They say where you married now then they know they happen because surrounding that contract we don't go through you look at the other involvements them na that contract. So what do you think of that before we can to we topic proper?
Okay, so I agree with that concept there. I really agree with that concept they say marriage, you know, it gets for do with man and woman, and the fact say na contract, and that contract is different from you know what we know for the contract buying and selling or tenancy agreement, you know, different. However, the similarity then they because waiting they make contract now when the two parties then they you get two parties so married about two parties man and woman. The other thing where they make contract now because then two parties they want for engage in a legal entity, okay, the minds them they meet waiting this they think now in this they think they understand themselves, so we go to call meeting of the minds. Also in contract we say you want for create relationship, in this case a legal relationship, marriage na legal relationship. Another thing also about contract where I mean also you go see in a marriage now that there is this promise for promise, and that make you even see the marriage vow. The woman go say for better for worse I go there with you tete and die no more go pathway, and then the man also get for make that vow there. So then they exchange something for something, and we also know this issue of say the man get for pay the bride price. Okay, so the similarities then they but actually marriage is not that strict contract, you know, where you look at from that business perspective. However, in other countries, the way married FIBA contract in them country then they are different completely from Sierra Leone. We don't see situations then where people they married and then they give themselves say come low married for 3 years. After 3 years, that's it. That is you see the contract nature by that kind of thing, they like some kind of arrangement or agreement. Whereas in Sierra Leone, marriage basically is for life. Till death us do part. Okay? That is without you thinking of any issue of say, oh, we go divorce. But the intention there from the beginning is that the two people they say to themselves till death do us part.
Okay, so when we look now this civil marriage,
okay,
we call it registry marriage.
Okay.
That's another topic.
Okay.
So how people then they go into that marriage?
Okay, so low lady foundation. In Sierra Leone we get types of marriages. We get what we call customary marriage. That's now people them with in their local tradition. Okay? In the local setting where man see woman, they go to people they tell them say, hey, I see woman. Oh. In fact, to get some culture the way now the family defend the woman for the man. And say we don't see fine woman for you for married. We get culture the way now the man in family now they go out for go look for woman for her. But what's important now the fact say in their own setting, in their own culture, they get what they call marriage. That marriage now they call customary marriage. So for example in Sierra Leone, the Fula man and go out and they married. The Soso then go out and go married. The Timni man and go out and go married. The Mende man guy go married. The Limba man guy go married. Okay? So married in that kind of setup day. now we call customary marriage. However, for us then, now marriage we been just there between the one that we married and the family. But now na Sierra Leone, the law been don't recognize that marriage, they say, then for register. So we go to call the registration of customary marriage, okay, act. So meaning even though you married customarily, if I take certificate of registration, say I be don't married or I get this registration for me married. That's one marriage, the customary marriage. We get the other marriage where we call the Muhammadan marriage. Then are for Muslims. You where they profess the Muslim religion, they show you how you therefore go about for marriage, for the Muhammadan marriage. Okay? And then we get Christian marriage. You ain't a Christian, where they profess Christianity. You self get your own law. We say na so Christian they married. And now we get the civil marriage. Where that one day now for people them we know how to identify with the customary marriage or the Christian marriage or the Muslim, the Muhammadan marriage, then do civil marriage. However, when you take your time, fine, when you look at the Civil Marriage Act, it present itself one way, like say, you ain't a Christian, go marry Christian married. You ain't a Muslim, go marry Muhammadan married. You a customarily, go marry you customary married. All them married and they then do so by themselves, they're enough. The civil marriage, we read them. I would like to read them because we talk about civil marriage today so that we could understand fine. Section 4 of what we call chapter 97, where we can call for short CAP 97 of the laws of Sierra Leone 1960. 1960 Act, they make and clear to we say this lawyer, it like say it is say something na section 4. La read them. Whenever after the commencement of this act, any person other than a native, any person other than a native, any person other than a native desires to be married in the office of a registrar, one of the parties to the intended marriage shall sign and give to the registrar of the district in which the marriage is intended to take place a notice according to the form in Schedule 1 hereto, and shall pay the prescribed fee. From the introduction of Section 4, the Act they say any person other than a native. In other words, you want to ask the question, well, what about a native?
Then a native person.
A native is a Sierra Leonean, born in Sierra Leone. That's a native. Okay? A native. However, the word native can also relate to somebody who belonged to the protectorate in those days. It's a native. Because remember I said Sierra Leone was a colony, and those in the colony were considered to be protectorate people, not protectorate people, but people who, we know the story, the history. So a person, any person other than a native, you don't see the point. So now info come forward and contract a civil marriage. However, assuming a situation where, say for example, the man is a foreigner and the woman a Muslim or a Christian, you want to ask, should they contract a civil marriage? The answer could be yes, because the man is a non-native. Okay? So, basically, there is something also I need for read. We fumble them also Siam, because that one is very important also. A very, very important. Then at the very first section of this act, you know what he say? He said this act may be cited as the Civil Marriage Act and shall be read and construed as one with the Christian Marriage Act. In other words, if you're not Christian, this act, this Civil Marriage Act, and you Christian marriage are the same. Same. Nowadays, so. It say it shall be read and construed as one with the Christian marriage. So I can see, for example, some people go church, they married, then they go registry back. a whole lot of situations here. But you Christian marriage, it's just enough, because it is read and construed as one.
Well, sometimes in the now bless thinking go bless there. I'm not listening in the beginning. Then go say registered good mommy and all of that.
Well, I think some people can go to that extent, really. Then can go and do.
But which one supersede?
Well, the issue of supersede. You know, the issue of which one supersede, which one superior to the other one. That one normally can come about when there is an issue with the marriage. But outside the marriage, they go on fine, all things okay. I don't think the issue can come as which one stronger or which one supersede. But obviously, the first marriage is stronger. The first marriage always stronger. You understand, eh?
Yes.
Because that marriage, 9 are the first one. And so, okay, take for example, if I do Christian marriage, then I go do registry marriage. How would you say the registry marriage, they take precedence over the Christian marriage? In fact, the act already tell you, say, now the same. You get the point? And with this issue of Mohammedan marriage, and then you do registry marriage, and then now you want to say, wait, to the Mohammedan marriage and the registry marriage, well, who's one now? Then go recognize. Who's one the law go recognize now as the actual marriage between the two people there? Because mind you, each of these marriage type or preference or options is valid in itself. You don't need support or backing. Say, okay, well, low top up the marriage so that it goes strong. Each one, strong in itself. You don't need for top up, you know.
Okay, so now we look at the process system where somebody want to go married. Which not this marriage as
well, this civil marriage, because now the registry they do them, the registrar them they do them, now the office of the administrator and registrar general. You therefore first approach them and go inform them, say you want for married. So then they take you through a process for give notice. Okay, you give notice for a period of between 21 days, within 21 days to 3 months. You give notice.
So within contained inside this notice?
This notice, you they give you name, you they give the person, the woman, that if not the man go, the woman will intend for marriage in name, they give in particulars, they give information about that person. There is a form where you fill, and then you get for state say in no one they married. That means in a bachelor, and then this woman self na spinster and no one they married, and that in the man they don't pass 21 years, they don't attend the age day. And then the woman self don't attend. So they give information basically. From their information, and if it meets the requirement for woman or man we no reach 21 year age, where they below 21 year, this law they say imparent them for consent to that married day. So if you are married, civil married, you for done 21 year. If you're not 21 year age, No, not to 18. No. Okay, yeah, they can't deal with that 18 year side. Because the law just say if you're done 21 year. But if you're not 21 year age, the law say you forget parental consent or consent from your guardian. Okay? Now, the issue now, not that, you like what you ask me, say, what if the person is not 21 year age and also is not even 18 year age? Members say we get loan as a alien, the Child Rights Act, we say Pikin na post we know 18 year age and Pikin not married. So if the man or the woman not 18 year age, then you not even get for can up for can ask for married. So the age important. Now if you don't 18 year or you don't pass 18 year but you not 21 year age, then the parents they still need for the consent.
Okay, so this notice now this thing can call the Christian marriage bands of marriage,
or like bands of marriage. Okay, so when they don't fill the form, you do affidavit in declaring your particulars. You do affidavit for say yes now me name this. So I get for talk about name and the particulars, the way the information and the way you give in affidavit. The reason why in affidavit, you know say affidavit now a sworn statement. You get for take oath. In a statement where you make under oath, not in an affidavit, which means if you lie under oath, it becomes an offense. It's called perjury, and that offense gets punishment. And this particular act what they talk about, so the Civil Marriage Act, it makes it very clear. In fact, in section 20, it make it clear. It say that information where you give with regards to your name, almost here you old, your age, all of the information and the way you key. And not ever married yet, mean a bachelor. All that information they for be true. If you say anything where you know say no to true, then you will go jail for not more than, let me just confirm it, for imprisonment not exceeding 5 years. You will go jail for that because you make statements where you know saying a lie. Like if you don't marry, because what you notice say most people can do, or people, now not say most, what you notice say some people can attempt for do, because registry married in not too they
at the public,
public domain so technically, because even the law say now only 2 witness, at least 2 people for present as witness. That's what the law say. But if na church, if they go or mosque or waiting, sometimes more people go no. Then go no say, oh, Mr. Kamara they go married though. You get that, man? But so if you lie, you age, because sometimes this person ain't not reach 21 year age. He go put say on 23. Then later, in parent them find out say don't go married. And then they find out say the parent they not even aware. That is an offense and you go jail. If you be no and you know say you're not 21 year age, you go put say you don't 24, you go not exceeding 5 years jail. Man or woman. So that affidavit day, or you don't do them, then that 10 day now, then don't give you put the notice out, say you want for married so person, then that notice they go on within the requisite period between 21 years down to 3 months. Now, within that period where they don't publish this notice, okay, anybody will get information why that married day not for go on, that person they can come and inform the registry for say, oh, we see notice say this man for married, but he not qualify you because this man already is married. So for you who don't married, you not divorce it legally, and then you go na registry because you think say people not go see you or they not go know. You go make attempt for marriage. You don't commit an offense where the act. Now that same section 20 day, they talk about punishment. Section 14, I make it clear. Section 14, it make it clear. It say if you be done married and you go make an attempt for marriage back, you will be thereby guilty of bigamy. And bigamy punishment now 7 years.
Okay, so when we look at this one, we talk about bigamy 5 years. Now you don't commit perjury. So during that same way, you get woman
Now yes.
or you married to man, but you lie say you never married.
Yes.
Then you don't do the affidavit,
All things.
statements under oath. You don't perjure, you don't commit perjury.
Yes.
Then the bigamy. Then the court can join to their years.
Yeah, of course. Yes, of course. Now two different offense. The first offense where you commit now lie, you lie. When a perjury on oath, you lie under oath. So when you lie on oath, na perjury, that are one offense than they. And then when you make the attempt for go married, where you already married, that is now bigamy, which is another offense, as I say, na 7 years jail. So you see, so if the judge look say, you know what, then tell how people they do na bad thing. So let's set example, it go make you run the perjury jail different from the bigamy jail. So if for example then give you 3 years, I just give example for perjury, or then give you 1 year for perjury, and then give you the 7 years for bigamy, that means they say they run together. It means you they do the 1 year first, they do the 7, so now 8 years you go do.
Okay.
So all two now offense on their own.
Okay, so when we look at this one, we say 3 months. When we say the notice day for 21 days, then the 3 months don't elapse.
Okay.
Then marriage no happen. Which thing they happen in that instance?
Well, if na the fault of the two people that we want for married, we don't already go give notice. Say we go married, or if na them fault, already they don't publish the notice. Say then two people are intent for married, and then get that time they, and then say after 3 months they not go married, then the notice it expire. They need for give other notice back if they still intend for married. But if that 3 months they elapse, they're not married, then they cannot marry without another notice. However, if not to them fault, we make the 3 months come, it pass, they're not married, then we'll consider the situation, the circumstance we make that delay happen. Okay? So it can be anything. It can be anything we can make that delay happen. Once not also now something where they beyond their control, then the registry can able to understand with them and then proceed for still do the marriage.
Okay. Some people can talk say, me a Muslim. I can go marry in a registry self. I married 2 or 3 women now by me faith. Then they work in this case.
It's interesting. Assuming say this man now Muslim, he don't do 2 marriage under the Muhammadan law, because the Muhammadan Act make provision say the man can marry more women. Let's say don't marry 2. Where he do in the Muslim way, the Muslim marriage, and then he don't see one number 3, and then this number 3 now we see, he say no, this one I declare and go na civil marriage. Okay, Now the question will be, if that man did commit an offense because he already married and now he want go married back under the civil law. Okay. The situation we may see in this now that it create a conflict, serious conflict, because the conflict where they create now that this third marriage, or what we will call the second, it's the third, because
But
you don't know
but
Yes.
Mark, initially,
yes,
you say you dey get an affidavit. You say you go put say
yes,
you don't married.
and yes,
But this Maya, he getting 2 man there.
yes.
But you know even state and inform say you don't married.
Now that's how they say. So the conflict where it creates now that the civil marriage they make them for specific people. Now that make, as I say, a lady premise say, none of them marriage here no big pass in company. Because now that idea the people then get. Say this marriage na in get strength, na in strong. You get the point? However, their marriage is there, they all get their own I don't want to say good and bad, but their own provisions where they make. For example, Muhammad and marriage, it give the allowance for married more than one, not so?
Yes.
The customary marriage, itself based on the custom and the culture, it give you certain liberties, certain opportunities, not so? But the Christian marriage, it say one wife, one husband. And this civil marriage say, now the same way then they read them and understand them like the Christian marriage. So you, when are this Muslim person, now we want to go marry civil marriage, and civil marriage feel Christian marriage, you really want to do it where you already been married. So in the first place, the act no make provision for that, because the act say, if you make, I just read them so that we get it clear. Yeah, it say no other one start. I go read the whole thing along, but I read them where the registrar they join the two people. Now this is they say to them, know ye that by the public taking of each other as man and wife in my presence and in the presence of the persons now here, and by the subsequent attestation thereof, by signing your names to that effect, you become legally married to each other, although no other rite of a civil or religious nature shall take place. And that this marriage cannot be dissolved during your lifetime except by a valid judgment of divorce. And if either of you before the death of the other shall contract another marriage while this remains undissolved. So the law they refer to a marriage subsequent. You don't see the point, eh? So when you go turn up before the civil registry for marriage, civil marriage, that aspect of another marriage they refer to a subsequent marriage. So if there is a previous marriage, from filling the form, that's where you would say, I am married already. And they will now begin to look for qualification, whether you are qualified to go through this marriage. So you get the point, eh? So now that makes it difficult. That's what I would say. Difficult for let you qualify if you say you married, because this civil marriage now for person we not married yet, so, or person we been done married but they don't become a widow now or a widower.
So let's say the person not stater, he don't commit
Now perjury.
Bigamy and
Now
perjury.
bigamy and perjury, yes.
So marriage, because in other words, marriage not to the religion they govern now. Now the type what you do.
Now the type. So assuming say me a Christian, and then I see woman when a Muslim, and in family then say this we picking ya, you for married Muslim way because we na Muslim there. And then I like this woman and I want her, I can go marry them na mosque or marry them customarily. So it's not so much about your religion. You get the point, eh? It's about whose marriage you do.
So also people can say like this type of marriage. They say now they protect them.
Okay, the protection side. Eh? Okay, well let's talk small body protect. Let's talk small body protection side, yeah. Assuming say you na Muslim, the man na Muslim, and then where you know say Muslim as a practitioner, as a Muslim believer, you know say the law where they govern Muslim marriage or Muslims generally, they say the Muslim man gets the opportunity for married more. Also, fine. And me a Muslim, I believe in me Islam and I practice them. And then I get this woman where I want for married, where himself na Muslim. But this woman say, well, because you don't agree with me, say, na me no more you want, pass we part or one person die. If we married Muhammad and married, I'm not going to get that protection, that assurance, that promise you promise me so. I'm not going to get her. Because the law not go protect me where they govern the Muslim married. So I go wish you married me civil married. Because with civil married now 1-1. But however, they are Muslims. You get the point? They are Muslims.
Okay, so
so protection, yes, in terms of married one person, 1-for-1, and also, you know, say when it comes to property rights, okay, property rights, and also how you they divorce under then different marriage there. Some people can look at like say it easy for divorce where you married this way you contract this marriage. It's difficult for divorce where you contract this marriage. People can look at all of those things and say, it's like say this one in the give better protection than this one.
Okay, so you self can be part of the program by way you will send your text message to the number 077-981-981, or you call and ask the lawyer ready for answer any question we relate to waiting we discuss now. So now the phone line open. If it's somebody want for contribute, they want be part of this program, they can call now and ask the lawyer who say get doubt, who say but wait till we discuss. But not so about you married also how this and that, not to that day. Now if you get question where you're not able to understand with regards to this topic, you can now call and ask a question. Yes, so you've been talk about the protection. Yes, caller, you name and who side the call from? You name and who side the call from? Hello? Hello? Yeah, you name and who side the call from? Hello? So we will talk about the protection and about this marriage. And plenty people we then go and they say, me, I know they married those. Me, I registry, and they even force their partner there for going to registry because of this protection.
Well, as I say, enough will be force. Married not to force. So it therefore be a decision, an agreement between the man and the woman as to which marriage they want for contract. If it become force, then it like say from the start they don't get it wrong. This is something they have to agree on and do waiting they agree for do. So in order for be like say then they coerce you or then they push you or then they force you, it therefore be your own decision to say, okay, well, this is what I will do.
Yes. So again, if you look at section 10, if you look at they talk about caveat may be entered against issue of certificate. So
Okay. Okay, so basically like Obin say, then they put out notice. By the way, somebody can know say them people had a plan for do registry marriage even without going to the registry and go read the notice. Say people can talk, so sometimes somebody don't hear, he say, oh, this man is a plan or this woman is a plan for go marry in the registry. So you can go to the registry and then inform them, say, this man or this woman is not qualified for marriage though, because he not reach 21 year age and his parents not even know. Or this man he married though, where he cancel back say one can married. Or this woman he not even reach 18 year age. So na pikin, not even reach the age itself for marriage. So that caveat now where you go put stop. You go put stop to the married. And until that caveat day, then clear that marriage not go on. So according to the law, the Civil Marriage Act, it say the Administrator General they forward this particular case where there is a caveat to the Chief Justice for let them look into the matter for see if indeed this person qualify for marriage or not qualify for marriage. So yes, once you get the information, you can go na registry, go put a stop for let this marriage not go through. Although in essence, for example, if the person really married now and then he want go married back, even if he go through that ceremony, the law not they recognize that second marriage at all.
Okay, so if somebody wants say I want me this man we don't married, but civil marriage, say I don't want her again. So how then go scatter?
Okay, divorce. So divorce for civil marriage now the same like divorce for Christian marriage. You get forget reason. You forget reason why you want for divorce. And 3 reasons the law make provision for, which we call cruelty, adultery, and desertion. Cruelty in a way you dey do bad to the other person. You become physical or emotional. Okay, you know woman, they take care of the man, they cook for him, they do your other duties. And then sometimes you dey fet am, pull neck for her, you don't make attempt for poison am. Same way the man also to the woman, they beat am, they sleep in a house, they not treat, woman not even know where about. That is all cruelty. Woman they cook for you, they eat. All of them things. They greet you in the answer, you need to talk to her. all that thing and they can be part of what we call cruelty. Okay? And then we get adultery. Adultery in a way, out of your marriage, you involve with another man or another woman, and it appear like say una they do things the way now your wife and your husband no more for the two. Or you go born picking a treat without in clear, very clear. Or you day within the marriage as a wife, and then you get pregnant, and then DNA report, for example, proves say no to the man get a picking day. Those are all circumstances where we can put under adultery. And then we get desertion. Desertion now where you abandon the marriage. Desertion not simply mean where you left the house physically. Like where some man can travel, he left the woman or he left the man. Travel, go, they not even know whose country go. That is desertion. But we go to call constructive desertion. Una they still there under the same roof, but you don't left the married house. Like the man there upstairs, the woman there downstairs.
So if you una dey na the same na one apartment una dey.
Yes.
This day na this.
Na your
room,
home.
this na.
That
But
dey
nothing
na-
no dey happen.
Nothing
Na-
happen
yeah, una
between
need talk
una
to
when
una
they show
self.
say una all two na husband and wife. That is desertion. Okay, that's desertion. The woman they cook for you again. I mean, una just leave now like una na neighbor there. You know, say, like say una na tenant there. You know, yeah. That so you are still people say oh they're married, then tap na the same house. People in the same na they go inside the house and come on and do together. But you guys are really not together. That can be constructive desertion. You are there in the house, but not in order to show like say una husband and wife.
So,
So
na,
then three things then they any one of them where the other person get proof for sure say it dey happen or it don't happen, it can be grounds for let the court divorce the man and the woman. However, if na Muhammad and marriage now you do, then iyon different completely, because in Muhammad and marriage now, the man no need for show reason self. Court normal. I repeat, court normal. However, Muhammad and marriage, divorce not to court the door. So if na Muhammad and marriage you do, and then you want for divorce, not to court for go. The mosque get a kind of arrangement. The ideal situation for be what they call the Qadri court. Qadri court now in the divorce. Muslim man and woman were married under Muhammadan law. And the Qadri court self they give certificate of divorce.
so although that is not with topic, but it's very interesting. So who that they constitute na the Qadri court?
Well, the Qadri court gets a own constitution as to the imam them. We go constitute the court. We go call the people them, sit down with them, and listen to them, and at the end of the day, do them divorce and give a certificate. However, whether on a Christian marriage you do, on a civil marriage you do, on a Muslim marriage you do, or divorce, in all of them three,